In the second part of this video, I'm going to show you how I turn my lovely rainbow colours into a journal. Now here's a small one that I've already made. This is a journal of 3 signatures, and I've used my prints back to back to create the 3 holders for the signatures, and I've actually bound it together with some duct tape. Nice rainbow spot duct tape. Duct tape comes in all colours. It's fantastic, it's very, very sticky, and it makes ideal book binding. When I'm making a journal, my first thought always is what size to cut the inner pages. Make that job easy for yourself by choosing a regular size. So in the UK, this would be an A4. I know measurements are slightly different in different parts of the world. This is known as a piece of A4. If I chop that in half, that gives me these regular A5 pages. That makes that job very easy. So I've cut some pages ready for the inserts. I've used my rainbow pieces here. Now I've cut them already to measure 16 centimetres this way and 21.5 centimetres this way. You need 2 back to back to hold each signature. So I've chosen some different prints, and I've got those back to back, and my first job now is to stick those together. Before I start binding this together as a book, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. So I've picked out some rainbow coloured archival inks, and I've got a selection of texture stamps. I've got some here from the Artistic Stamper, just a variety of backgroundy texture stamps. And I've also got these beauties from Stampendous. All this texture on here, but I can just pick out little bits that I want to use, and I'm going to mainly stamp tone on tone, so reds on reds, blues on blues, and so on, and just build up a little bit of pattern. Just going to add a little bit of doodling in white now. It just helps to redefine those flower shapes that I've got there, especially now I've added some texture stamping. I'm going to now bind it with some duct tape. Duct tape is extremely sticky, which is why it makes great binding, because it holds the signatures in place really, really well. But this is how I do it to allow me to put 3 signatures in. Just in a little mock-up one here to show you how I would do it on this smaller size. First of all, I cut the duct tape to length. Then I chop the edge off and stick that piece up the middle here. That means I've got a sticky bit here for one signature, a sticky bit here for the second signature, and the third bit then down the middle is not sticky, and that allows me to stitch my third signature in place. So you can see this one here is stuck to the tape. The front one is stuck to the tape, and the middle one is stitched through the duct tape. So then my binding is ready. So I've got a piece up the middle so it's non-sticky, and before I put my signatures in, I'm going to use my sewing machine to stitch the pages inside each signature holder. Now I'm going to stitch together the front and the back signature. The middle one I'm not going to stitch until I piece it all together. So front and back. So you can see now I've got 2 signatures stitched together, and I'm just going to place them either side of my duct tape. When I give this a firm press down, that will hold really well. As I say, duct tape is incredibly sticky. So now I have my 2 signatures held in place. The third signature, I'm going to place it here, and stitch all the way through the signature and the duct tape all in one, and it will hold everything together. I've stamped my quote on here. This is one I designed for Stampotique. Before I stick that down, I'm just going to add a little bit of crayon. You could use oil pastel. It's just a nice way to increase the colour that you've already got there. So I'm going to stick those down. I've cut it into separate little phrases, as you can see, and there's one thing I like just as much as I like rainbows, and that's a bit of sparkle. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sparkle, and then I'm going to call this one done. So there we have it, from print to project. Great way of using up your prints to create your very own rainbow journals. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.